bathroom again. Jay from Off Grid with Jay and Jen. I heard my pulsating pump in the last video and he knew immediately what the problem was. And I didn't know this, but you can adjust the pressure on these. There's not a lot of information out there about it. And there certainly isn't anything in the manual that I got about adjusting the pressure. But yeah, you take the little cap off the bottom, use an Allen key, and you can turn it up and down. The pressure, that is. So turning the pressure down a lot stopped the pulsating. And you tested at different speeds, I want to say. Like tap wide open, tap only a little bit open, so it doesn't pulsate under any of them. So that worked great. It doesn't pulsate anymore, right? Because the pulsating was like, it pulsates faster when the water's running faster, and slower and louder when it's running slower. It just fills you full of stress. Like it's almost like the pump is angry, going, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So it's less stressful now. And then shortly thereafter, I discovered another problem. The pump was coming on maybe once every couple of hours for a split second. So I thought, okay, that means a leak somewhere, right? So I went around looking for a leak, and I found it. It was right here. There's two adapters here, and one of them I just didn't tighten. I must have hand tightened and forgot about it. Not the first time that's happened, eh? And I just happened to have a little thing here for when I was working here last time. I just left it there. So it was dripping into this little thing very slowly. It wasn't much to worry about. But I knew it needed to be fixed. And I was kind of putting it off. Then I was talking to City Girl on the phone earlier, and I was showing her the dishwasher connection now, how easy it is to fill up the dishwasher. And when I turned the water off in the kitchen, the pump was still running. I thought, oh shit. And I knew immediately it had to be right here. So I came racing into the bathroom, unplugged the pump, and yeah, the water was dribbling out here. Let me show you. So this is the one I just didn't tighten. So what I had to do, this looks so stupid. If you're a plumber, you're probably going, Russell, what? Anyway, I cut it again here, the line again here. It was either replace these two adapters, which I don't have, or just cut it here so that I could crank these on. I put more Teflon tape on, crank these on nice and tight, and then reattach it with a, whatever that is, a flow-through thingy. So that's it. And I had a pot here to catch any water that was coming out, which wasn't much. So, and this all happened, well, the problem happened when City Girl was on the phone. I said, okay, the first rule of this new system is if you're at the pump running and the water's not turned on in the kitchen, you run in here and unplug the pump as fast as you can. So here, I'm gonna plug it back in. Oh, the water's open in the kitchen, so this is gonna turn on. No leaks, but I'll keep an eye on it, just in case. Yeah. So if you remember from last video, I moved the dishwasher here and I put a little thingy in here to fill it up. And the water was splashing a little as it went in, but I'm going to take it in tight because I want to show you what was happening and my eventual fix. So this doesn't line up perfectly, you'll see. When I first put the dishwasher in here and kind of figured out where this should be, I failed to account for these lines back here, right? So the dishwasher's pushed right up against that. I think it's hitting, no, it's hitting both lines. All right, so we're not lined up perfectly. And then the other problem was, I'll just turn it on for a second here. I didn't like the splashing. So I had a couple of ideas about that. There I changed lights, so I don't think this one strobes. Anyway, here's the first idea that I had. A little plastic bottle. This just goes in the end like that. Oops. Oops. This worked the first time I did it. pretty good for splashing. And then here's my second idea. Just a little piece of PEX goes on the end here. And it needs to be just a slight bit longer, I think. Splashes works. Because I've changed the height of the dishwasher, this has to be, I think, right down on the thing. Yeah, let's try it one more time here. Yeah, it's got to be right down on the thing. So, but that was the best idea. This is perfect because it holds it in place. I don't need to use two hands, right? Oh, there, it's working fine too. And just let it go. And then when I'm done, just take that off. This does dribble a little bit. So I take that off, put the lid back on, and then just leave it there like that. Now the dishwasher has to sit up a little bit to make sure that the water drains out properly. Like just sitting flat on the countertop, the water doesn't drain fully. And I had some boards under here that was that I placed it on, but see, these are those little things you put on the bottom of chairs, right on the legs, so that they don't scratch your floor. And I've just stacked 6 of them. These are heavy duty things, right? I stacked 6 of them up, put them in each corner. It's nice and stable, holds it up. They stay there, right, because they're all stuck together. I thought that was a pretty good solution. I don't like. Am I like really dark? Hold on. There we go. I was in manual mode there. I've gotten rid of this blue jug. Was sitting here for 8 years for water. It's still sitting on the floor over there. I just keep kicking around the kitchen. So happy to be done with it. And my other filtering thing here can go as well, I guess. I guess what I'm saying here is I heard back from the water testing lab, and we are completely free of E. coli, chloroform, I'm going to laugh of. Well, E. coli, total coliforms, and fecal matter. I'm a little disappointed that that's all it tests. Like, I want to test everything else. So I guess I'll have to pay and find another lab to test all the other stuff, like the organics, the inorganics, the metals, the nitrates and nitrates, whatever. I'd like to get all that like professionally tested, not just these Amazon kits that we use. But at any rate, I found that out last Friday that we're good here, and I've actually been drinking this water, and I'm still here. So, I still have this thing. It's actually kind of nice to have just be able to just do a dribble of water every now and then. Like I'm a little paranoid about using water now, and I'm still learning how to turn this on very low, you know, to conserve. There's a bit of a trick to it, but this really isn't in the way, and like I said, I like having that dribble of water. So I'm going to keep that at least for now. Be nice if it was one of those, like sometimes you have that drinking water thing. Be nice if it was there, you know, take up even less space, but for now it's going to stay. And that's the end of my drinking water segment. I have the parts to hook up. At least I hope I have the parts. I've only made one trip, so I probably don't have all the parts I need. But it's like 2 adapters that I needed to hook up the hot water. I should check them. It's just that I should check them. But I mean, if I can hook it up that easily, I might as well do it, right? 2 parts. Some PEX connections over there. A PEX connection here. You know what I got? It was Al the Pal that told me about these guys. It's like a sweep through 90 degrees for PEX. It'll actually save me from making that really difficult connection down here under there. So you just haven't actually used it yet. Holy Jesus! Russell doesn't have like a lot of hand strength. There you go. So it sweeps it through 90 degrees, and that's really all I need down there. and attach it to the inside of the cabinet, and Bob is my uncle. Right? Nice. I like it. Good morning. The camera is currently in manual mode, meaning I adjusted all the settings myself, and I'm notoriously bad at doing that. So I apologize if this shot looks awful. The reason I do that is because everything behind me is white, and I disappear into darkness. You know, like the camera's trying to balance the white and the black. So behind me right now should be brighter than normal, and I should be kind of normal. Anyway, some excitement at the cabin this morning. I've been taking the dogs out. I've been trying to train them where to poop. You know, that's not going all that great. They haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, in general, sometimes the dogs take off. Like, they could be on the deck here, and then they'll just take off into the trees there. And 19 times out of 20, there's nothing there. It's just, and they do this thing where they think, each of them thinks the other one saw something, and for some reason it was in this direction, so they keep running and looking at each other until they both decide that, I guess it was nothing. Which is hilarious, in my opinion. 19 times out of 20. But one time out of 20, they actually did see something. So this morning, I took them out the back. We were going to the pooping area, and we got, which is just down the trail a little bit and then off to the side. So we got out there, and they were both looking at me like, what do we do now? haven't figured this thing out, right? And then they suddenly just bolted straight away from the cabin. I thought, okay, whatever, they'll come back. And that's when I see a big shape move through the trees. I couldn't see what it was. I just saw a shape, this big object. I thought, oh crap. They took off, and I heard them barking, both of them, on and off. And eventually, and I kept wandering down the trail a little bit, and they came back after a couple of minutes, all excited. And that's when I saw the elk prints in the snow. So it was definitely elk. And then, so whatever, elk in the trees. Dogs can't do anything to them. Other than give them a little bit of morning excitement. There's nothing around here that can take down an elk, right? They're pretty snobby because of that. But anyway, I got hiking around the pond today, and I discovered, well, they weren't just back in the trees there. And so I saw them, the tracks, you know, their prints back there on the trail, heading in that direction. And then this morning, walking around the pond, we could see that, so not quite straight across, but am I in the frame here? So across here is where the salt block is. Is that really bright now? Hold on, let's go back. Oh! At some point, you gotta wonder, are they still having fun? Or when are they gonna, like, do some damage? Sometimes it's hard to tell, you know, that she's 9 years old. Look at her, Junebug. They haven't. Willow hasn't shown that kind of playfulness in a long time. All right. Okay, Willow, calm down. Calm down, Willow. Calm down. That's a good girl. There you go. That's a good girl. Maybe it's because of the elk. She's all excited. I grabbed this tree branch from way back over there and dragged it to here, because that's what Russell does. There's the salt block. There's the cabin. And all of these tracks, well, there's my tracks now and the dog's tracks. But all these tracks in here, through here. See if I can find a very clear elk print. This is kind of it. It's got the two things, like two toes. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. This one doesn't appear to be that big. And there's some poop to confirm. Are fine. So I can see the tracks all throughout here. Kind of neat. You know, I have no idea what they eat in the wintertime. Do they find food in here? Is that why they're all throughout here? I don't know. Looks like one of them was digging here. Don't know what he found. I think probably, I didn't see them, but my guess is it was like 3 bull elk that came through here. So the prints do seem a little small for bull, but if they were together, if bulls are together, then they're young bull elk. The older ones, you know, they're alone. And this is certainly more than one elk. But I've seen in the trail cams before, you know, 3 young bull elk, you know, playfully testing out their, you know, fighting abilities. So, might not be easy to tell, but they came either down this hill or up this hill. With the toes the way they are, it's hard to tell if they're coming or going. You should be able to tell by the snow. Like when you walk in the snow, your toe drags and then you go in, but it also drags on the way out. So you can tell that I was coming in this direction because my foot came in, but my toes weren't dragging. There, my toe was dragging there. I'm not a tracker. So don't quote me. There's some elk pee. I like seeing little tracks like this. That's like a little mouse or that's not a chipmunk. They're too small for chipmunks. This looks like a mouse too. You can kind of see how the tail drags in the snow. So that's probably a mouse. This might be like a running mouse. And he went in there. Hello. Boy. These beavers, man. That'll be a big one coming down. I'll have to watch for this. It'll come down right here somewhere. Nice beard. Wonder how, oh jeez. That's exactly what I was talking about. Wonder how elk move around here without killing themselves. Granted, they're on 4 legs, but yeah, I can see tracks all over there, all up in there. I don't see tracks on the far side over there. So I'm betting they came around this big rock section all up here. It cuts off and there's a bit of a cliff on the other side there. And I go around that whole rock if I'm going to my second trail cam. And there's a natural path there. It's a deer run essentially, and the elk use it as well. But they would have come around that rock and then up here, either right here or further on, because this rock does the same thing. It drops off very suddenly. But here's where they bed down overnight. There's one spot, and then another spot. So 1, 2, looks like 3, 4. Not here though. Maybe 4 spots. Yep. Oh, let's take a look up here. So, it's really unfortunate. If they did come in last evening, then we missed a show. So I don't know if they're looking for grass here. This looks like another bed spot. Kind of uncomfortable though. Maybe they're just looking for food here. I don't know. Oh, there's another one. I think they're just looking for food there. If they bed down, then all these little things will be flattened, all these little plants. Anyway, interesting. It's unfortunate we missed it all. And I don't think my the trail cam I have over by the salt lick, I don't believe it's working. So I don't see anything. You know what? I should go grab it right now and take it inside and troubleshoot that thing. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So we're now to the south of the cabin. You can see the cabin straight through there, right? Salt block way across there, Nookshuk Point way over there. We can't see it. So this is the south end of the pond. And this is, like if I want to go around, my trail cam is way over that way, my second trail cam. And if I want to get to it, I've got to come around this pond here. So there's actually an ATV trail over there that takes me up this rock and then around this big rock and way over there. And it's here, walking through here, that I see the elk tracks coming through here. There's one set, and then there's another set over there. And they were in here this morning. So I took the dogs down the trail over here, elk in here, and that's when they took off. I imagine, I'm not sure really which direction that they went, but I would guess that this way, probably, maybe. That's my unscientific guess. Having a good time? Is that an over? Oh. It is Thursday night, 8 o'clock, and hopefully this video is coming out tomorrow. Funny thing, I got talking to City Girl. In fact, I just got off the phone with City Girl. We were talking for a while, and I was telling her all about the elk, and the tracks and everything, and she said, "Oh, the trail cam," and I said, trail cam wasn't working, and I said, "You know what, I totally forgot about it. I brought the trail cam here, and then I totally forgot about it. I got to troubleshoot it." And then just for shoots and quackles, I grabbed the card out of the trail cam, put it in the computer. Poof, there is all this video of the elk at the salt block. It was working. I'm on the phone with her going, "Oh, it's all here, it's all here." And yeah, I was completely wrong on how many elk there were. I was telling her, I think it was 3 bull elk. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, I know elk so well. That was 3 bull elk. Paws were a little small. Toes were a little small, but I think it was 3 bull. Anyway, it's how wrong I was. What I'm going to do is, there are no less than 60 clips of elk at the salt block. And I could go through and pick and choose and find the best ones, but I think what I'll do is I'll just show them all at the end of this, after I'm done this segment here. I'll just show them all, and that'll be it for this video. So 6 minutes of elk hanging around the salt block. You can watch it or not, doesn't matter. I find it fascinating. And oh boy, I'm kicking myself, because they were there from, the trail cam doesn't lie, they were there from 5:13. You know what? I gotta check that. Hold on a sec. Yeah, okay. What I had to check was, the trail cam doesn't automatically switch for daylight savings time. So, it could have been off by an hour, but no, it's the correct time. So yeah, they were there from 5:13 till about 5:42 for like half an hour. 5:42? I might get that wrong. You'll see the timestamps in all the videos. They were there for half an hour while it was still light out. Now, mind you, it's not very light out. It's, it's getting pretty dark by 5:42. It's pretty dark at that point. But that means, whatever I was doing here in the cabin, like making dinner or whatever, they were right out there, and I totally missed an opportunity to get some great video. Well, at least we have the trail cam stuff. Anyway, I'm going to let this video go. You can watch the next 6 minutes of elk at the salt block. And we'll see you at the next video. Peace out.